A man accused of criminal mischief in Hayes County is now in ICE custody, even though his case didn't go to court. His defense attorney says a paperwork error short-circuited the justice process for his client. Fox 7 Crime Watch reporter Meredith Aldis is live from the J.J. Pickle Federal Building in Austin with the story. Meredith.
Yeah, Mike, Alexander Hernandez's defense attorney says he didn't have due process. On December 5th, Alexander Hernandez was accused of throwing gasoline into one of the rooms of the house he was staying at and dumping paint all over the homeowner's truck. He was facing a criminal mischief charge in Hayes County. But his attorney says his case was never resolved in court.
We never went in front of the judge. We never signed the plea documents. We never did anything to try to move that plea forward because we were missing evidence.
Salazar says the court was supposed to reset the case to a later date, but instead, the final judgment paperwork was sent to the jail anyway.
It's the final piece of that plea that lets everybody know what happened, who did it, what the punishment was, and how the case ended. And so that piece of paper was sent to the jail by the district attorney's office prior to us even agreeing to take a plea.
The paper was never signed by Hernandez or his attorney, yet it was signed by a judge. Hernandez was fingerprinted at the jail and then turned over to ICE custody. The Hayes County District Attorney's Office confirming an incomplete form was sent to the jail, but claims mistakes were made by the jail and judge in this situation.
That's a distraction. Because without the creation of that document, without that document being sent directly to the jail and not to me, none of this would have ever happened.
The DA's office says this has never happened before in the 6 or 7 years they've had this process. They say once the mistake was discovered, they worked as quickly as possible to dismiss the charge. Salazar argues the damage was already done.
Carelessness of the district attorney's office robbed this gentleman of due process twice. Once here to defend himself in his criminal case, and then a document was sent with him to immigration claiming that he was a criminal. They're going to treat him differently when he arrives in that process, other than if he had just come undocumented or if they were unsure where he was in the process.
Now, Salazar says he doesn't even know where his client is.
I have been unable to find my client. The federal government will not tell me where he is. I don't even know if he's still in the country.
The Hayes County Sheriff's Office, who runs the jail, sent me a statement saying they remain committed to working closely with the DA's office and judicial partners to ensure established procedures are followed. Now, the judge, whose signature is on that paperwork, has not responded to my email or phone call. Reporting live in downtown Austin, Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.